I was curious if I could make my shins strong enough to kick through a baseball bat. What I'm really talking about is Wolf's Law to the extreme. That is where bone will adapt to mechanical demands placed upon it, becoming stronger and denser under increased stress. So I decided to put my shins through the ringer for an entire month, training several different exercises taking from a few different martial arts like Muay Thai, Karate, and kickboxing to see if I could make my shins super strong by the end of these 30 days. But how would we know if my shins got any stronger after these 30 days without some kind of measuring device? That's what I had to come up with before I got started with any exercises. So I rigged up this holder out of a few pieces of wood. Right there. To be able to interchange dowels of different width, representing the amount of strength my shin has to kick through. I think this blade is like dull. Or maybe your brain is like dull, bro. Don't worry, I eventually got the memo, so I finished up sawing these gaps out using a vise, like I probably should have in the beginning. After reassembling my rig, all of the dowels fit. To finish it off, I got a foam pad just in case my shin kicked through too far to the back, and for quick changeability, I used Gorilla Tape to hold the dowels in. Okay, it's time to see how strong my shins are before getting started with all these shin conditioning exercises. Oh! Shake it off, come on. All right. Oh. Oh. Oh, that kinda hurt. Oh. God. Did it. 1 1/4. Do you guys think I can do this? Ooh. Oh man, it's like dented. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, that's a disgusting feeling. I think that's my limit. I'm good. Now, after watching several different videos on shin conditioning, I think I had a decent idea. A common theme among several martial arts where shin conditioning is very important seemed to be heavy bag training. So I figured that would be a perfect foundation for this month of strengthening my shins. Little did I know how tasking and painful it would be. Ow. Let's see. Alright, so bam. Oh! Ah. Alright. Oh. Oh. So yeah, my shin felt so tender, but I was determined to do 100 reps of these heavy bag kicks per session. It's red. It's red. Okay. That is 100 reps on each leg, which took a substantial amount of time due to all the recovery time I had to take because my shins were kind of hurting so bad. And holy mastacholi, look at that redness.
By the way, those cuts right there are not from doing any pre-shin conditioning.
I was at Home Depot and a can light fell off the aisle shelf. Smashed this one right here, and then the other one's from moving a cabinet. It hurt. Not as bad as this is hurting right now, though, I'll tell you. After the 100 kicks on each side, finishing up with a bodyweight beast upper body workout to, you know, keep things balanced. But then I was off to my next shin conditioning exercise, which simply is running. Now, I try to keep the running on mostly a hard surface because the hard impact is maybe supposed to cause micro fractures, and then when those heal up, they heal up stronger and denser. Anyways, I only ended up running a little over a mile at 10 minutes and 28 seconds per mile pace. It's been a while since I've been running. Now, after this, my shins felt tender for days, and I was only able to get in one more session during the first week, where I did the exact same thing as I did on the first day. Now, an ancient remedy I was taking throughout this entire experiment, but also before this for other reasons, an herb called Cissus quadrangularis. It's supposed to help with bone healing, but does it actually? Some literature suggests it might, but me having taken this in the past and felt like I experienced some anti-inflammatory and vascularity effects, I figured it would be absolutely fitting for this experiment. Dude, look at that. It's like freaking bruised. That's insane. That's horrible. Owie. So shins really tender in the beginning of week 2 and looking pretty bruised. I didn't want to just
beat the bruise down, you know what I'm saying? So I figured I would do my heavy bag kicks in the beginning of this week, trying to hit up higher on the shin. Because, you know, what good is my shin gonna be if it's only strong down low? Shit, you know. Oh. Anyways, after the excruciating heavy bag training and the excruciating run, I decided I would add in a controversial shin conditioning method. But first I had to buy the supplies in the baking aisle. But here's the thing, I actually didn't get to using this roller until mid-week 3 because I was too chicken to roll my shins. Yeah. However, I do have to say by the 3rd session of week 2, I was kicking the heavy bag a lot harder with way less pain. And thus, in the middle of week 3, I started rolling.
Oh. Yeah, that is hitting the spot. Oh, that is sick. That is a sick feeling. Yo, the noise it's making is like almost like worse than the pain. Oh. So yeah, I'm doing this not to increase the bone density, but the idea is to deaden the nerves. That just sounds so great for you. Deaden your nerves.
Anyways, along with this, continuing with the heavy bag training, another thing I was really focusing on was trying to kick the heavy bag as low as possible because that's where it's the densest. Thus, that's where it's going to be the hardest and fight back the most on my shins, hopefully giving me the most stimulation, but dang, it started to hurt, as you can see.
I couldn't even imagine trying to kick this right now. Like, I don't know if my brain would allow myself to do that. That's what I'm saying. How am I going to be recovered enough to be confident enough to try to kick through that?
Oh, by the way, did I mention my left ankle started hurting so bad? I think what happened was I have this like super old injury that I got when I was about 18.
That don't look right.
Anyways, I think kicking it and all that jumbling up almost like re-sprained it or something like that. So yeah, I was trying to kick up as high as possible on my left shin because my foot was so feeling jacked up. Whatever though. Anyways, keeping up with the running and the rolling, it was kind of getting pretty old. I'm not gonna lie, at the end of week 3, I was feeling pretty mentally beat up. And even though I was feeling less pain and felt like I was kicking harder into the heavy bag, I just did not feel confident in how things were going. Anyways, week 4, I told myself, listen, be strong, Luke. You only have 1 week left. You can do it. And after powering through the first heavy bag session of week 4, something incredible happened. My running got faster by about 2 minutes per mile. Yeet! Anyways, wanting to obliterate all remaining sensation in my shins, I decided to add in rubber slapping, using these 2 pieces of floor rubber that I got left over from a gym floor. Finishing up week 4 with a final run. It was at this point I was now done with my 1 month of shin conditioning. Would my efforts pay off? Would I be able to shin through the 1 1/4 inch dowel? Well, after 4 total days of rest, it was time to put my shins to the test.
So this is my previous record right here. Oh, God! Didn't even hurt. 7/8. So this would be a record if I can get through this. Oh, shit. Ah! Dang! Okay. We're okay. I would say that's through. Yeah. 7/8. That did not hurt at first, and then it started to hurt. Alright, Big Daddy B. 1 1/4. Ah! 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 That hurt! So in 1 month of shin conditioning, I went from breaking the 3/4 of an inch dowel with a lot of pain to being able to break it with ease with basically no pain. Just felt like an impact. And then I did manage to break through the next step up, which is the 7/8 dowel. And it didn't really hurt too bad with like the first 1-2 kicks, but it started to feel kind of tender towards the end. Yeah, and I got through, but then the big Mac Daddy, the 1 1/4 inch, absolutely not. And then like the 2 inch that I have over here, Absolutely not. I'm not even trying that. It's just gonna break something. So getting a little exhausted of this type of training, it's really taking a toll on my body. Plus I'm doing a lot of other stuff. I have one more video coming out with conditioning, so stay tuned for that because I think that one's gonna be pretty intense. Peace. I will see you all in the next video, but you gotta focus.